Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, I added a couple of things in here yesterday, Zoom helpers. So I added a file that has some links to videos and that people have done, and also how you can get KW virtual backgrounds for here. And one of the webinars that I was on, there's a free service. If you want to remove the background from your photo, you can upload it to this remove.bg. I put that in the Conquer command too, and it'll turn it into a PNG document with a transparent background. So just know that that document's in the training calendar. And I pulled training calendar information, the training information out of the COVID-19 folder because I realized it's what I'm going to continue probably using from now on. And there's also a document here on video instructions. So, you know, if you're a newbie to making videos, this document may help you out. Okay, so I'm in the Conquer command document, and today we're talking about websites, landing pages, and the consumer app. And I'm going to pull that out of there. And again, that's a document you guys can access anytime. And the link to it is in the meeting notice, so it's very, very easy to get to if you've lost track of where it is. And I'm going to log into my command. I know they were doing a lot of work on command yesterday. I logged in and there were all kinds of lines here saying, you know, this isn't working right now, this isn't here right now, this isn't here right now. Hey, thank you, Pam. But looks like everything's going again. So one of the things that you want to make sure, if you don't have your website going, is there anybody that doesn't have their website up and running? Nope. Okay. And Todd, you seem to have some other issue right now, so hopefully that'll get dealt with. So one of the things you want to make sure you do first is you have your marketing profile set up, and that was one of the things we talked about in the settings class the other day. So the instructions on how to do that are there. The marketing profile is there to help you set up your the initial stuff for your websites. It's also there to be used for any advertising, any marketing, etc. that you do within command. It's going to pull the information from that first. So if you don't have a website, does anybody want me to go through the initial creation of this? Unmute yourself and tell me if you do. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but one of the things, so there's the 3 main pages, which are what you set up using that agent guide. And that's probably the easiest way to go back and modify any of those initial pages. And that's the configure your site. Originally, it was called the Kelly Guide. And so this should look familiar to you guys. And this is where we set up the subdomain, made sure that that was set up. Here's your marketing profile information, that pulled from your marketing profile. And then there was this next page. So this is the search page. And so, of course, you could modify the text that's above the search window. I think that's called an Omni search window. So you can definitely make that be different. This is what I have. I can't even remember what it was initially. Then there's the homepage hero images, and you can upload whatever you want. And just yesterday, this last one that I added in, I decided to use one of the designs from Command. And so I went into one of the social designs, picked one that looked like what I might want, and made a few little modifications and turned it in and downloaded it and then uploaded it here. Did a couple things with mine yesterday, kind of testing things out. I've been taking part in a lot of webinars lately, and seeing what some of the other people do. Oh, and while we're on here, one of the things I put in here is that if somebody has logged into your site, and in this case, my alter ego has. Oh, here's that page. So here's what I added. I created this in Designs and then just uploaded it as my hero image. If somebody logs into your site, this is a good view of some of the things that they're going to see. So that guide that you have built for the consumer app, they're going to get it here too. So you've got the buying and the selling. So that's not just for your consumer app, it's also on people's websites if they've logged in. There's a feed, add a co-buyer or find an agent to get started. I haven't really looked into that. And then your person could also do save searches. So this is what somebody's going to see if they've logged in and have an account with you. And then you'll also be able to see what they're doing in your contact record. Then here's, this is another one. I had a picture of autumn trees on this, and it's like, okay, it's not autumn anymore. And so I went in, this I think was maybe a Facebook header, and created it in Designs and uploaded it here. So you can kind of play around and see what you want to, you might be able to use the designs that are set up for you. And this page for some reason isn't showing what I'm doing. But you might be able to use some of the designs in Command and use them for a different purpose than they were laid out for. There's all the designs sized for different things. So for Twitter, for Facebook, for LinkedIn, etc. So you'll probably be able to find a size that's about the size that you want. So whenever you want to change any of those 3 pages, you can potentially just go back and do it here. Okay, so the next thing that I have in the Conquer Command document is featured listings. There is a way to put your featured listings on here. Right now, it's not easy. I have a link here to information that John Morris put together. So he has a video on how to do this, and I will tell you that it involves the use of HTML. So if you don't know HTML, Um, you might want to play around with it if you want, because he does give you a template and basically tells you where to put everything. But there's a coming soon feature where you will be able to identify up to 12 listings to show as your featured listings on your website. And I know it's supposed to be coming within the next week or two.
So Chris, the single widget to put a single property on the builder was there last night when I was playing with it. It just took a little bit for it to realize.
Oh, okay.
Of course, it still says I'm in Rochester, Minnesota, so I'm inserting properties for Rochester, Minnesota. But there's a widget when you drop it in that it'll bring up on the configure widget button on the bottom right-hand side. When you click on that, it'll bring up everything that's in the MLS, and you type in the address and it'll bring it up, and you can insert it from there. So it's a little easier now, and I just saw that pop up within the last 3 or 4 days.
Okay, and that may have been some of the things that they were working on in the last couple of days. So there's more widgets that are constantly being added. A little note, since we're on this page, so my next section is adding a page after initial setup. And this is where you would do it. So create a new site, and let's go try that widget. So on my agent site, create page. I'm going to call this test property. It's always a good idea to name these because they're going to end up in your designs, and you're not necessarily going to know which things are which. So, widgets. I do not see a widget for a property. Maybe just some special people got it.
I'll look again. I'm actually working on that same page. Hold on.
Okay. So this is how you start a new page. So you come in, you pick in, you add in widgets. So here, let's do a download my app. And
Chris, it looks like it's only on landing pages that widget is available.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then I'm just going to leave it like this. Hit configure widget. So I can add in buttons, text, quotes, links. Play with it if you want. It's not going to go on your site unless you tell it to. So we configure the widgets. Here's the agent profile. So this was filled in with the information that I already have in my marketing profile. And then here's the download the KW app. So you can modify text here. Download my KW app. When I put this on my website, and this is on my site, I give people a little bit of instruction, and I say, hey, make sure you sign in so that I'll be able to see what you're doing. So you can modify this text that goes to your people, and then of course it's going to have the URL for your mobile search app at the bottom because it's in your marketing profile. Hit save and apply, save changes, say, yep, I want to make it visible. So one of the things that I also identified in here is you can create the page, but to actually put it on your site, So you're going to see all of your pages that you've created here. If you have the gray here, it says no view available. This is not an active subpage. So it doesn't automatically make them active. And that's a good thing because you're playing with them and maybe it doesn't look the way that you want it to look. So the ones with the blue eyes here are the ones that are active. And I have 13 pages here and I only have 4 of them on my site. Something I learned the other day, one of our agents had created a page, and so here's how you add it to your site pages. So you do an add a page, and I can go and actually this is a good example because I can't see it here. What I found is that if you have too many pages in here, it doesn't show. So I'm going to go and delete a couple of the garbage pages that I did yesterday. And it seems to be that the magic number is 12. So let me go back into site and app pages, site pages. Now if I want to add a page, there it is right there. And I can add it to my site. And when you add a page, you have to give it a title. You have to give it a slug. So a slug is what displays after your something.kw.com. So I'm just going to say play. SEO description, this is a page that I made just to test something out. And at the very end of the Conquer Command document, I have another section that has a video. I think it's called extras or helpers or something, but it's down towards the very end, that has a video on SEO and more information on SEO. So it stands for search engine optimization. It's raising your level of search. And I also learned something else the other day. I took part in the using Gmail webinar that GRAR offered, and learned that the more that you use your Gmail account, the more your SEO raises up, regardless of whether you're using it for email or calendars or whatever, that it raises it up. So I'm going to do the save page changes. And now I'm going to do a refresh on my site. And I have that new page here that really makes a whole lot of sense, that just for playing around. But I'll show you a couple of other pages. How can I help you? Okay, the About Me. One of the things that I saw was added recently was a testimonials carousel. And so I added that below my bio in my About Me page. Now, one of the things I also learned is you can only select 3 of your testimonials. So it's not, if you've got 50 testimonials, it's not going to cycle through all of those. When you set that up as you're configuring the widget, it shows you your testimonials and you have to pick the ones that you're going to display there. But then I also have the full page of testimonials. And there's instructions in the Conquer Command document. So if you're going to do a testimonials page, first you need to get your testimonials into Command. So it's a two-step process. First, you create the testimonials landing page, and I'll show that to you because we're talking about landing pages too. And then you can use that to copy your testimonials into Command, just like your clients would along the way. And then you can use that landing page to pick up testimonials from now on. Another thing I have in there, so I have one called useful information. You guys may recognize this as Homekeeper blogs. Hopefully you all have your Homekeeper going. It's a free service that we have because we're awesome and we're Keller Williams, and they don't charge us for it. So it's a system that lets you identify vendors and referrals and share it with people. And they do what they call blogs for us. You can actually link those blogs to your Facebook page so that they go out there. One of the newer agents told me about that recently, and I did that. So now I have things going out to my Facebook page automatically. And so your Homekeeper, when you go to your Homekeeper site, they have a widget that you can embed into the page, and there are instructions on how to do that also in the Conquer command. And so they're added, that widget, it's basically, the widget is HTML text, and it's added in a text section. One of the things I learned, maybe this will change, is that if you have only a text section, the page will not render. You have to add a widget. So I added the download my KW search app so that I would have a widget in that page. And you can see here that I modified the text that was on it. And then here, if I click here, it's going to go to the URL for me. So these are going to go, say if I go click on that. So it's going to go to Homekeeper. You set up your Homekeeper, put your profile on it, put your profile picture, and everything that goes out will be co-branded between you and Homekeeper. So Homekeeper's been a pretty nice service, and people can sign up for it. If you don't know about Homekeeper, there's more in the no file, in the no folder. Look under the tools and technology, and there's a folder in there about Homekeeper. And if you want to know more about it, you know how to get in touch with me. So once you've created a page, does anybody have any questions on what we just talked about? Okay, once you've created a page, the way to modify it is in Designs. So you go to your Designs, and here's that page that I just created. So, and here's the other pieces that I showed you that that I created in Designs and uploaded to my website. So if you've got a lot of pages, you can click here on Website, and you can see just your website pages. So here I can go open up the test property insert. Is it ignoring me? And there we go. So we're basically back to the functionality you had when you created it. One of the things that I have that I had seen before is every time you did this, it would make a copy for you in Designs, and you would have to go and delete the old one from your website and then add the new one in. So as I was playing with some of this stuff yesterday, I noticed it wasn't doing that. It was editing in place, and I did not have to delete the old one and put the new one in. So there's been some functionality that's changed, which was very nice. So I didn't have to do that in order to, when I made this change. I just made the change on the page, and it was there. So it's something just kind of be cognizant of if you make a change to a page in Designs, and go and look and see if it's now on your site. If it's not, you may need to drop back and do the delete and re-add. And so you see this test property insert that I did. So now it says that it can be viewed. Let's kind of test this out. Okay, how can I help you today? Okay, so let me go. Oh, this test property insert. Okay, this was just for playing around. So let me go and let's test this out. So in Designs, I'm going to go to that. If that's the way it works now, that's a very welcome change. Of course, it's not going terribly fast at the moment. Here we go. So let's say I'm going to add in, oh, let's say I'm adding in a testimonials carousel. And so here's the configure widgets. So here's the testimonial. So you can see how this carousel works. Testimonials, see what others say. And then here, like I said, you have to select your testimonials. So you can browse all of your testimonials and pick which ones you want to use. And we're going to do a save apply, save changes, and say yes. Then I'm going to go back to my website. And come on, everything, wake up. Oh, it doesn't like that page anymore. Oh, I think. Oh. Maybe it didn't go in. So if you don't see it showing on your website, you may have to go and do the delete of the old page and the addition of the new page. And you're going to see here's the updated one. It shows that this first one was the one that's currently on there. So just kind of double check it as you're adding pages. So we went through editing the page. Question?
Yeah, so I have my testimonials on my landing page. How do I get them over to the
Okay.
over to my website? So
you're kind of muddled. You have your testimonials on your landing page.
Yeah. So how do I get it over to the site? Over to the
Well,
one
if
that
they're
someone
on
dropped?
a landing page and an agent site page are two different pages.
Right. I have to get it over to the agent site.
But to get it onto your site, all you need to do is create a page, and you can add it to your site page. You can create a page for it.
How do I do that? So I've got it currently on the landing page.
It's
Go to site map settings.
create a site, and then you say on my agent site, create a page.
Okay, through the create a new site. Click on create a new site.
Yeah, create a new site, which is kind of a stupid thing to say.
Yeah. And then on my site or a standalone page.
On your site, a standalone page is a landing page.
Oh, okay.
So you just bring in that widget, and
The
for your
testimonial.
widget, here's the testimonials list. There they go.
The testimonial list or the testimonial carousel?
Well, it depends on whether you want all of them or you want the carousel. The carousel, you're limited to 3.
Mm-hmm.
The list will give you the entire set. So what do my clients say? This is the list. About me, this is the carousel. And I have the instructions for doing that in the Conquer command document. Also for the one that I showed you where I have my Homekeeper blog on there. So there's links to instructions on how to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so the main difference, there's some unfortunate in here. Create a new site. It's not really, it should be really create a new page.
Okay.
Your landing pages are single pages that are going to give you a web address. Your agent site pages are the pages that are destined for your website if you put them in place. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So landing pages, are we good on web stuff? On the website? Okay, so let's go to landing pages. And so I have basically the 3 examples here that that I think are good. The first one is an open house sign up page. And so if you have an open house, you can use this to let your clients sign in. And then they're going to go directly into your contacts. So you can just have this sitting there and people can sign in. Testimonials capture, I give you the instructions on how to do that. So this is the landing page that you'll send this link to clients if you want to get a testimonial from them, or this is the way that you enter in the testimonials that you've collected on, say, Zillow or Realtor.com or any other place. And this is how you get them into the system. One of the things I don't know, I know they're stored in the system, your testimonials, but I don't know how to find them. So they're available to you when you configure the widgets. I'm sure at some point, there will be another way to go in and edit your testimonials, but right now I have not been able to find find where that is. So you just run through this the way that you would if you were one of your clients, one of your happy clients. Single property. So we all have heard about single property websites. So that's another great use for landing pages. And so this is a past listing of mine. And let's go create one. Does somebody have a Keller Williams listing at the top of their head? So here we're going to create a new site as a standalone page. If you don't have one, would somebody go look one up, please? And we're going to do as a standalone page. And we're going to create the page. So it would be nice if this just said, you know, a landing page. Okay, does anybody have a listing for me?
72 West Main, Victor.
Okay. So I'm going to do, okay, so first I'm going to put in my agent and branding because of course, I don't like that one. And so I'm going to delete it. If I click on it, you can see that there's a little delete trash can here. So I'm going to do the branded header. I like that better. And then I'm going to bring in the listing. So all I'm doing here is bringing in a couple of widgets. And if you're going to use this and you want to capture leads from this, you can add in a lead form too. And that just went to the wrong spot. Come on, let you go. I know I can move this down. It's getting to the other spot. Let's see if I did it. Yes, I did. Okay, so my next step is way easy. I'm going to go and configure widgets. So I'm going to call this 72 or welcome to. Okay. And save that. And then my next one is I need to go and get that listing. So I'm going to do 72 Main Street, West Main Street. And you've got multiple ways of searching here. Property address, MLS number, KWLS ID. And there we have Todd's listing. Oh, that cool place. So we're going to select that. And it's going to bring in the pictures from the listing. And so, yep, I like that header. And we're going to hit save and apply. Oh, it did keep my lead form up at the top. But so now it's brought in Todd's information, the information from the listing for 72 West Main Street. The price, it's active, the year built, about the property. So this is directly from the MLS. Here's a carousel of pictures from it. Here's the details from your listing. Here's a map that shows where it is. Oh, I have two widgets there. And then I'm going to hit save and apply. And I'm going to do a save landing page. Yep, I'm going to save it. Yes, and Doreen says the formatting is still off. Yes, we know. It's been reported over and over and over again. Where I thought I published. Did I miss that? Okay, how? Okay, edit. Let's finish this up. And I'll show you what Doreen's talking about. So here in the taxes, for some reason, the dollar signs at the end. The interior, exterior features. So here it doesn't look too bad, but they're a little hard to read. So he's got a varies and a 1 and gas forced air for interior features. So the exterior features, interior features are a little tough to decipher. And I know in the latest issue that I represented, I said, you know, it would be better just to take those off. Or maybe give us some editing capability for those, because it's a little hard to understand what they are. Oh, okay. I didn't take a double check at my branded header. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Oop, header text. Okay, and it tells you how many pages, how many characters you have. Save and apply. Won't let you publish until you have everything in place. Okay, so now I have a published page. Okay, so now I have this page, and one of the things I can do is I can change the URL, which I'm going to want to. I can change this end and make it 72 West Main Street. So I can customize what that says. So now I have a landing page I can send out via email. I can put it on Facebook. I can use this in, I can use this in multiple places. And again, I need to go in and take that extra spot out. But pretty easy and simple to do. So in the Conquer command, I walk you through doing a listing landing page and also the open house sign-in sheet. And up above on the website, creating the testimonials landing page is included in adding specific types of site pages, because adding the testimonial capture page is the first step of adding your testimonials page. Any questions at this point? And then we can go, yeah.
Chris, do you know if there's any plans in the works for a widget that would allow to set up a landing page specifically for Fairport homes for sale, where we can set up a search, a predetermined search, to where if we do a email out saying look at all the homes for sale in Fairport, they click on that link and it goes out to that page and it shows all the homes on a map?
So you can, yeah, I know you can configure searches for your website that you can send out to people. I have not done it. And the answer is yes, I'm sure there is. I just don't know how to do it right at the moment.
Do you think there's a white paper someplace on the site?
There may be. There may be. Do a search. Actually, my best resource has been answers.kw.com. In addition to the different trainers that are doing webinars and trainings and things. But so a lot of the links I have in the document are from answers.kw.com. So set up, you want to set up a neighborhood. I'll see what I can find. Okay, for the consumer app. So the consumer app is a mobile search app that is here for your clients to use. It had a recent update, I think it was last week, to where the agent information is a little bit more prevalent, more rare. Can you guys see this? So it shows your agent where it used to be, and it's harder to switch agents. Where before it was pretty easy to switch back and forth, and now we've got our picture there, and we're branded on page 2.
Do you know if the bug is fixed, so when they download the app, it automatically assigns from our code?
You know what? I do not know. So just to be safe, if you put something like a download my app on your site or something, give them some instructions to go and look and see if you are the agent. I keep seeing different things off and on. And now that I've downloaded one, it's hard to see exactly, what happens without somehow totally emptying everything off my phone, I think. So it's good just to give them instructions for now. I'm not sure about that bug yet. One of the things that is coming that I haven't seen yet is one of the things I point out in here is that the guide, the way it came into us is, let me go to the guide builder, includes Keller Mortgage, and it includes Keller Covered, the insurance arm. One of the things that's coming up soon is that we will be able to turn things off for Keller Mortgage and Keller Covered. And I believe it's going to be in the site and app settings. There's going to be a little switch down here that says that you want to use them or not. So that will be nice, because right now your website talks about Keller Mortgage, your consumer app talks about it. So it'll be nice to be able to switch those off. So for now, what I recommend is that you go in and you can modify your guide. I've modified this. It's pre-filled with information. You can easily move steps up and down. You can also delete them. Here's the remove step. You can edit what they say. So there's the card title, the card subtitle, the image. So you can upload your own images. You can change the workspace text. One of the things, until that changes there, this pre-approved, mine looks different than yours if you haven't played with it. The workspace text here is going to be filled in with the link that's going to take them to Keller Mortgage. So I give you instructions in in Configure Command on how to get rid of that. So you can, and what I suggest is, I like their language. So I copied their image. I did a right click, save image as. I copied the get pre-approved. I copied the card subtitle, just put them into a Word document for the time being. And then I deleted the step from this. And then one of the things you can do is add a step. So you can create a custom step, select a default step. So you could select one of the ones that they already had. Oh, here's get pre-approved. I'm not going to put that back. Oh, let me, you know what? I'm going to just go do it. And so now if I click in here, this is the original one. So if you guys haven't made a change to your guide, this is what you're going to see here. And if somebody clicks that, it's going to take them to Keller Mortgage. So it's really easy to add a step, put in picture, put in your own text. I added things like attorney approval because that step wasn't in there. I added in a mortgage commitment step. They also had a step in here for home warranties, and we don't use home warranties a whole lot here, so I removed that. And so you can go in and easily change your guides, and they will go into place on your consumer app right away. And as I showed you on the website, if somebody logs in, signs into your website, they will also be able to see a guide. Another coming feature is that you're going to be able to create multiple guides, and you'll be able to do a guide, say, for investors. So you can use different ones for different sets of people, so, because your investors are going to be pretty much cash buyers, so they're not going to need to get pre-approved, but you can tell them, hey, they're going to have to show proof of funds. That's another coming soon feature. It's coming up real soon. Then the other thing that I have in the Conquer command is where to find your URL if you don't know what it is. It's in Site and App Settings. And here's URLs. Oh, great. Mine's empty at the moment. Okay, so that'll be fixed. There's a few of these things. I think they've been playing with things, but you should be able to find your URL here. And if you would like to send out a QR code, I give you instructions on where to get the QR code, and you're going to have to go to your mykw.kw.com to get that. The URL for this is exactly the same as it was for our old KW app. And in your MyKW, there's a way to get to the settings for the old app, and that has a QR code that you can copy. Okay, so we are at 9:59. I think I'm done. Does anybody have any questions? And remember, you can always go back to the Conquer command document and find lots more information that that I didn't necessarily go through everything. And that is a living, breathing document. As I said, I attend lots of webinar trainings, look up lots of stuff, and play with a lot of stuff. So as I see things that work or don't work, I've been putting them in there. Todd, you unmuted yourself.
Chris, what is the email again to report issues or ask questions on command?
So
That answers at KW command, or what was that?
Well, here's how you should do. If you have issues, click your question mark in command. There's the chat with support. And so it's going to give you two options for get in touch. One, if you need an answer now. Okay, and actually the only choice I have right now, if you need an answer, you can stay in line for the chat and it'll tell you where you are in the queue. Here, leave a message, and this puts your ticket in. Put your email address in there and you will get an email back telling you that this is what you reported. And you can do a quick video or screenshot and add that. You can add attachments to that so that they can see exactly the issue that you're
Could you go back a couple
seeing.
steps?
So that's the, okay.
Question mark.
So question mark, chat with support. And then they're going to give you some suggestions. How do you want to get in touch? Usually you would have a leave a message or chat. Leave a message, you put in your information, tell them what the issue is. And here there's also the name and address for who's actually experiencing the issue if you reported it for somebody else.
Mine doesn't have any of that.
Name, I never put.
So if I go to question mark and I go chat with support, it brings up a window that just says, hi, welcome to KW support. Here's some suggestions. Add or remove external email or admins. Create and connect your market center division documents. Upgrade your command email subscription. That's it.
Yep. And then there should be a get in touch done towards the bottom of it.
Okay, so I see again, and all it leaves me the option is just to leave a message. Okay.
Yeah, and that's, yeah. So if there are people available for chat, you'll have two options. One of them will be to chat and you'll be put in a queue and it'll tell you where you are in the queue. They'll leave them, oh, now there's live chat, just became available. Leave a message is how you report issues. So if I need to know something like today, and to see, okay, is this really a bug or is this just something else, I will wait in line for a live chat. But typically I will do the leave a message and I'll get an email back that says, here's what your issue was that you reported. Okay? Okay, I am going to leave you guys. Thanks for coming. And, oh, let's see. So the last command session for this month was originally on the 30th. I moved it to the 29th. So that's on campaigns. And I am going to have some people on that have done Facebook ads. So they'll be able to talk more about it than I was able to. And then I'm adding on an opportunities on May 1st. So I'm running this session, this series again next month. So we're working on the calendar today and over the next couple days. And I put out a Facebook post saying, hey, does anybody have any things that you think that I know that you want me to teach? Let me know. Right now I'm planning to do this command series, a transaction desk, and getting paid with command. But I'd be happy to do other things or find people to do those if somebody wants them. Okay, so let me know. Thank you. Have a good day, guys. And we'll see you at 3:30 for the leadership update. Bye.
Bye.